Look, I get it. It can be really overwhelming when you're looking at different waterfront properties and just trying to figure out like what the best area in Maryland is to be. What I want to talk to you about today is 5 reasons why Deale, Maryland might be the best waterfront for you. This is Rob Schou here with eXp Realty in Maryland. If you're looking for waterfront, call me, text me, and I'd be happy to help you make that process a whole lot easier. Let me help you by giving you that inside knowledge that you're going to need when you're looking for that waterfront property. You can also scroll down to the first comment, click on the link, and it will schedule a Zoom meeting one-on-one with me where we can talk about your home buying needs when you're looking at waterfront. Also, if you have not yet and you find this content helpful, make sure you click the subscribe button, click the little bell so you're notified every single time we put out new content about waterfront and Chesapeake Bay living in Maryland. All right, so like I said earlier, it can be overwhelming to figure out where you want to be, where you want to live on the water or water-oriented areas around the Chesapeake Bay, because there's so many different options, there's so much shoreline, so many different price points. And so what I want to do is kind of give you the 5 reasons why Deale, Maryland might be the best choice for you. Number 1, it's got a lot of different areas to look. So there's 5 different areas you really could look in Deale, Maryland. You could look at Parker's Creek, Carr's Creek, Broadwater Creek, the Chesapeake Bay, or Rockhold Creek. All of those creeks have their pluses and minuses. All of them have different houses on there. You know, Rockhold Creek has a more of a commercial feel to it, but there's different opportunities in all those areas to own homes. So, you know, I like Deale's housing, you know, Deale's locations just because there is a variety of different choices of property types there. You know, if I were to have to choose, I love being able to get out and go fishing, and even on rough days. So I probably would choose somewhere like, you know, Rockhold Creek or something like that. And there's a lot of activity around Rockhold Creek with the restaurants and things that are out there too. So that'd be my choice. But Parker's Creek and Carr's Creek, being really close to the Chesapeake Bay and being a short boat ride out and maybe some more space might be choices that I would be looking at too. But like I said, that's the nice thing, is you do have different choices to kind of look through. Another really neat thing I think about Deale, Maryland is I'm from St. Mary's County. I've developed different waterfront properties in St. Mary's County, so I'm pretty familiar with the regulations. And one of the things that drives me nuts about putting a pier in St. Mary's County is that when you put the pier in, you need to have a certain amount of space between the sides of the pier and the sides of the property lines. Now, in Maryland, they don't really put a statewide, you know, distance between that needs to be there. But in St. Mary's County, we have one of the highest distance between the pier and the property line, which is 25 feet, which really restricts what you can do with lots that have smaller waterfront. The really nice thing about Deale and about Anne Arundel County as a whole is they narrow that down to 15 feet. So you can get a pier on smaller properties with less water frontage than in other areas too. Or you can actually cheat it towards one side of your property without having to, you know, get permission from your neighbors and going through that whole process, which I had to do down here, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But I really like the fact that Deale, Maryland is in a place where you only need 15 feet off someone's property line to be able to put in that pier. So the third thing is Deale is great for a lot of activities, including all the bars and restaurants that are up and down Rockhold Creek. Now, when I think of Deale, I think of, you know, a really happening place on Rockhold Creek, especially if you're in that country kind of bluegrass scene. There's so many good bluegrass bands, blues bands, and country bands that are down on that area of Rockhold Creek that, man, it is just a good time to go up and down and, you know, restaurant hop up and down there too. Now, at those restaurants, a lot of them are waterfront, like I was saying too, so there's charter boats that go in and out. So another activity that Deale is known for, of course, is their charter boat fishing. Some of the best fleets in Maryland, with access to some really great water, where they're going up to the Chesapeake Bay Bridge and fishing around there, or going farther south and fishing down towards the Patuxent. You know, there's some really good choices there. All right, so you've made this decision. These things sounds great. Now you're like, well, what kind of house can I find in Deale? The unfortunate thing is, or maybe it's a fortunate thing if you like these kind of homes. The unfortunate thing is, you know, most of the type of homes that are in Deale are going to be single family dwellings. So they're detached homes. They're on bigger lots, and that means the price can go up. Now, compared to other areas like Annapolis or Severna Park, or those kind of areas that are closer in that capital region, Deale's home prices are not as high as those for Waterfront, but they are still more expensive than if you could find a place that maybe had a condo or a townhome like in Chesapeake Beach, where you're sharing that water access. So you're mostly gonna find in Deale, Maryland, single family type of homes on the water. The last thing I want to talk about is kind of something unique to Deale and other waterfront areas really. Now, if you don't want to live on the water, you don't want to deal with the maintenance, or you just can't afford it right now, Deale has a lot of different marinas that make it so you can live off the water and be able to have that easy access to the boat. Now, of course, there's going to be a monthly fee with the marinas and stuff like that, but those are also costs that you'd be probably paying if you were living, on a waterfront property, whether you're paying that because you have a higher mortgage or you're just paying the maintenance that you have to do with waterfront. That can be an option though. So you can live off the water and have it at one of those marinas in Deale where you can still access and benefit from all the different things that go on around Deale on the water. All right, so hopefully this information was helpful. If you have any questions, use that contact information below. Call me, text me, and I'd be happy to help you when you're looking to move to Deale, Maryland, especially with waterfront. You can also scroll down to the first comment, click on the link, and it'll schedule a Zoom meeting one-on-one with me where we can talk about your home buying needs. And last but not least, if you haven't yet, make sure you click the subscribe button, click the bell so you're notified every single time we put out new content about moving to waterfront in Maryland. Hope to see you on the next video.